Good morning, everyone. It's Nigel Giam here, and welcome to this Mentor RCA interview with successful ST3 candidates. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the lead training program director for the St Mary's scheme. I'm also an accredited AKT and RCA trainer for HEE London and have worked before in the past as an ex-RCGP examiner. It's an absolute delight to have OLU on with me this morning. Good morning, OLU. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Nigel.
Oh, pleasure. And actually, me and Olu, interestingly, we go back some time because Olu came on my undergraduate mentor OSCE course for medical finals many moons ago. Seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it, Olu?
It is, yeah. And there were so many tips that I learned at that point that really helped me to pass the final.
Welcome. Well, I suppose, I managed to get you back for Mentor RCA, so thank you so much for coming back to see me. But obviously the RCA isn't an OSCE, and I suppose we'd like to share a few tips this morning, because I know that in the previous sitting, you only missed it by about 3 marks. So you're obviously very successful with this sitting. What were the game changers for you on this sitting? What do you think changed?
Oh, right. So, because I missed the first RCA sitting narrowly, I had to go back to the drawing board. And one of the things that I changed is that my father and I have been wasting so much time on the data gathering session. So that was one thing. Of course, I enrolled onto your course. You made it clear that the early eyes is very, very important.
Yes.
And that we should be making our PSO relevant to the particular scenario.
Absolutely. I think that's so important, is it? Because a lot of people waste time gathering data and not actually using the information they've already got in the notes. So they're going over ground that's already been covered. And actually what we really want to understand is the patient's agenda. So this is so different from an OSCE, where an OSCE is very diagnosis driven. The RCA is very narrative driven. So any other sort of top tips for our candidates with regards to how to approach it? Because there's a number of people who have obviously been stung by this in the spring sitting. What would you be saying are maybe your top kind of 3 tips as they prep up for the autumn RCA?
Okay, so I think it's very important to take the feedback from the exam very seriously. Please, if you're not successful with the exam, don't beat yourself up about it.
Yes.
It is a very passable exam. I was really down when I failed, and it took a while to actually get back into recording again.
Yes.
I think one of the things that's important from the feedback is that most IMG are not making their clinical management robust enough.
Okay, all right.
So I think that one is one thing that we need to, particularly work on. The other thing is that I think the major game changer for me again is the fact that I did more face-to-face consultation. In this recent sitting that I passed.
Yes.
And one more thing that's important is that if, apart from the mandatory criteria, if you know that you've got like some strong areas that you are very, very good at. So say you are very good in cardiology, or very good in urology. Maybe you should record those cases because one is going to sound very, very confident when you are dealing with such cases. So I think that helped, for my cases as well.
Excellent. So we've got 3 very, very good tips there. So clinical management, you need to make sure you get enough time to get into that second half and actually commit not only just to risk, but to what you think is most likely going to be happening. We can't hide behind just investigations and examinations before we make a commitment. This aspect of ensuring that actually you showcase to your strengths. So you mentioned seeing patients face to face, showcasing those interpersonal strengths, and then showcasing your clinical strengths around particular curriculum areas. These are really, really good top tips. Olu, it's been an absolute joy to have you on this morning. Thank you so much. What's your plans now that you're going to CCT?
I have just started working on my CV now. So
Great. Okay. Well, you can show that to me at some point and we can go through that and maybe we can continue the mentoring. Olu, lovely to have you on. Take care of yourself and we'll catch up very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nigel. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. So many thanks to Olu there for his top tips. So happy that he came to see me for the RCA as well as the OSCE. So that continuity, lovely. But really some good top tips, and specifically thinking about how you go about opening up the patient's agenda rather than just chasing a diagnosis. So thinking about actually showcasing that early on rather than later on, saving yourself time by using the information in the patient's notes so that you don't reduplicate information that's already been taken. And then most specifically, giving yourself enough time to get into that management section and making sure that your management is focused and robust in the sense that you are committing to both risk and a likely differential, because unfortunately you cannot just hide behind an investigation before necessarily coming up with a management plan. Olu also discussed showcasing your skills in terms of face-to-face consultations. Definitely you want to be thinking about how you're best going to do that as opposed to just audio or remote video. Think about how you best showcase yourself and showcase your strengths. So don't pick low challenge cases. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really do wish you the very best of luck for those of you who are having to sit the autumn RCA and those of you who are resitting. There is always hope. If you've had problems with this, don't hesitate to reach out. Do join us on the Facebook support group, Mentor MRCGP, and my contact details also can be found there. All right, good luck and see you soon for the next one. Take care.